So according to our count, he's checked off 33 states so far.
Nebraska is the latest to welcome Ben LeRoy, who intends to volunteer in all 50 states this year, encouraging others to do good along the way.
Yeah, here he is. Ben agreed to take a few minutes out today to share his mission with us. Yeah, what's up? Are you tired?
Just chilling.
You know, I am tired. I came in from Denver yesterday and I didn't schedule it properly, so I had a late night on.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Thanks
So
for
tell
having
us,
me.
what are you doing? Where did this idea come from? What's the deal?
For a long time, I've been using social media to help coordinate donations, especially during the holiday season, using Twitter and Facebook to have people amass what they can get rid of comfortably as far as things that are new or like new at their house, and then providing that list to people who might be in need, and then making sure that during the holiday season people have gifts. And what I started realizing was there are a lot of really cool people all across the country, and I thought, instead of just doing this online, which is a totally legitimate way of doing it, but instead of just doing it online, I was going to go out across the country and meet people and go do that volunteer work.
Here's your website, and there's some great videos if you want to go and see what Ben's been up to. So what have you done in other states? Give us some examples of these projects.
I've worked with the homeless. I've worked yesterday in Denver. I worked at a soup kitchen, the Denver Rescue Mission. This last weekend I was in Bozeman, Montana, and one of the cool things that I did there was I got to go fishing, which isn't usually a volunteer thing, but the fish that were caught were then given to the Montana Raptor Center and used to feed rehabilitating birds. And in Las Vegas, this is a cool thing, there's an organization called Clean the World, and what they do is they take all of this soap that is not being used in hotels where you just barely use it, and they've got a way to sanitize, recycle it, and then put it out into communities locally, but also in third world countries to help take care of disease.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's a great idea.
What
really
are you
cool.
doing here? Do you know yet?
I'm working at the Open Door Mission to help them with their
good.
super duper sale, and I'm just going to be helping with sorting and organizing and helping them as they prepare for their event on the 20th.
Why is this important that you do this? And the second part of that is, how are you affording to travel? Do you afford to travel the country doing all these volunteer things?
I do have a full-time job. I run a publishing company, and that is the grace of my boss, basically, is allowing me to do it time-wise, and that job is what's funding it for me, is doing that. Why it's important is that we are bombarded daily with a lot of scary news, a lot of negativity, a lot of we're all doomed, just sort of pumping out, and we're not. But we need to counteract the static and the noise that's coming out saying that we're doomed, and volunteering and donating is a very contagious thing. When we do it, we want to do more of it because it makes us feel good, but also it inspires other people to go out and do it. And every generation has obviously the feeling that this is the craziest time to ever be alive, but we're in some pretty crazy times. So I think we need to do what we can to calm things down.
The rewarding nature of this might be more evident than the toughest part question. So for you, what has been the greatest challenge throughout?
When I started out, I thought, okay, this is going to be great. Every day you're going to feel good about things. But when you see the scope and the depth of so many problems that are afflicting people and realizing that there's a lot of work to be done, it becomes daunting. And not being able to solve everybody's problem immediately is kind of a sad realization, but it's then when you have to double down and say, okay, we have to keep doing this.
But if more people join you.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, this has to be rewarding, but there's got to be a bigger picture to this, encouraging and bringing more attention to volunteering. How can people help you?
People can help by just going out and doing good. I mean, really, it's that simple. And one of the things that I've been doing is going out with people in some of the different cities, people who would have been inclined to go out, but maybe wouldn't have gotten off the couch because of social anxiety or just hadn't found an organization to go to. But it's been very rewarding to go with people and then have them call me a week later, a month later, and say, oh, I just went again by myself. And I can say, okay, good, that's what we have to do.
Mission, a great place.
Good.
Thank you
I'm
for
looking
coming to Nebraska.
Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about Ben and what he's up to for the rest of the year, it's belocaleverywhere.com. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, good luck on your travels.
Thank you.